In this video, we'll be adding a mega menu to one of the starter sites from GeneratePress. This is the Soothe starter site that is available for GeneratePress 1. We have added a mega menu to the services of this particular starter site. Now, the starter site doesn't show up like this, but with the new mega menu feature available in GenerateBlocks Pro, it's pretty easy to add. Let's get started. We're starting with a blank WordPress site. It does have GeneratePress Premium and GenerateBlocks Pro installed. We recommend using a fresh WordPress site for starter sites. Navigate over to GeneratePress, and if you scroll down, we have the site library activated here. Open the site library, and you can see there are a number of starter sites available. We're going to choose the Soothe starter site. Click Get Started. I understand. Begin import. Once it's ready, you can just click View Site, and it'll take you to the front end so you can see what the site looks like. Now, this starter site comes with a menu, but this menu is not using the navigation block. In order to add a mega menu, we must change this navigation so that it uses the navigation block. Head over to the dashboard, and we are going to create an element. Add a new element. We are going to set this up as a block element and click Create. Let's title it Site Header. Instead of building this out from scratch, we're going to use the GenerateBlocks pattern library to get us started. If we head over here, we can see some header patterns that are already set up for us. So let's pick something like this. Go ahead and insert that. And it has everything that we need. We just need to change some styling. We can open up List View and take a look at what is in our navigation block and have our logo here. We'll want to swap that out. We're going to just choose the logo that came with the starter site. You, of course, probably would have your own logo. Just add that in. Then we see that our navigation is being pulled from the WordPress menus, and we can see those are all here. Of course, our button, we want to change that to, say, book a session. We'll want to change some of the styles so it looks more like what the previous navigation looked like. So for our site header, we can head over and change our background. We're just going to use some of the same styles that we had before. And we'll change that on the navigation block as well for the background. And if we get everything out of the way, and we'll want to change our text color to a lighter color. Let's go with that one there. Now that we have our site header set up, we want to make sure that our element type is set to site header, and we want to say that this is going to be on the entire site. Publish this, and then we can take a look at the front end and see what it looks like. On the front end of the site, we can see that our new navigation using the navigation block looks fairly similar to what we had with the starter site. We have our single service dropdown, however, and we would like to add a mega menu. On our dashboard, head to GenerateBlocks and Overlay Panels. Here we are going to click Add New. This we will title Services Mega Menu. And I have one that's already designed, so I am going to copy that from another site, and I am going to just paste that in. So here's our mega menu, and there are some settings in Overlay Panel that are very important. First, we have to ensure that it is set as a mega menu. We want to make sure that our placement is bottom center, and then we want to make sure that we are attaching it to our GB site header. And we can also play with some animation. We can fade in up and fade out down. And then because we have some padding on our header, that came in from our pattern library. We're going to add our hover buffer to 40, and we're going to keep max content. Let's take a look at how this was designed. If we open up our list view, we can see that we have a main section with a grid and 4 containers underneath. Each container has a set of links, and then the bottom one has an image. Now we want to make sure that we have some padding between all of our links. So on this section, if we look at the block settings, we can see that we have 2 rem set for our padding. But for our image, we want to make sure that it goes all the way to the edge. If we look at the content container for that and scroll down to our spacing, we see that our margin here for that particular container is set to -2 rem. That means it will go all the way to the edge from the top, bottom, and right. Now for tablet, if we look at our layout, we see that our layout is actually showing all of the links and the image on the bottom. If we make sure we are on that overall grid and look at our grid settings for that, we see that we have repeat for Minimax 01FR. For our tablet, we see that we have 3 columns up here. And then if we look at the content container for that image, we see that we are setting the grid column to span 3. This sets it up so that we have our navigation here and then the image is placed below it. For mobile, we have all of our links evenly spaced and then the image on the bottom. Down here we have our spacing set so that our margin is 2 at the top, -2 on the sides, and -2 on the bottom. For the overall grid, we see that the grid template columns are set to 1FR. Now that we have our services mega menu set up, we have all of our overlay panel settings. We can publish this. Now that the overlay is published, we have to tell WordPress where to place this. Head to Appearance Menus, and we see on our primary menu, we have our single service. We want to actually remove this. And under Services, we now have an option to select our mega menu. So we select our Services mega menu, and we can head down and save that. Let's take a look and see what it looks like on the front end. Here is the front end, and here is our mega menu. It really is that easy to set up a mega menu on WordPress using GenerateBlocks Pro. Now, if we wanted to set up another mega menu, let's say for our blog, we could easily do that by just heading into Overlay Panels, adding a new one, and going through the same process to attach it to our blog. GeneratePress 1 is the easiest way to get started with overlay panels, mega menus, and so much more. Thanks for watching.